All right, all right. Hey there, everyone. I hope you're doing amazing. Welcome to the webinar. I'm so happy that you're here. My name is Eric Thompson. I'm going to be your host as we go through this together. Let's do this to make sure that you can hear me okay. Will you put a note in the chat that you can indeed hear me all right? That would be so helpful. So just go ahead and drop a note into the chat and let's see who's here. All right. Awesome. All right, so good. So good. Hey everyone, there's so many friendly faces, so many people that I know. Some of you I don't know as well, but I am so happy that all of you are here. Yes, thank you for the nice notes. Hi Dave, hi Anna, Lindsay, Carol, on and on and on. So many people, Andrew, Wendy, hi Bruce, Courtney, Megan. My goodness, so many awesome people who are here. Thank you so much. I know also a lot of you are going to be checking out the recording, and I appreciate that. So let's start, shall we? So let me tell you this to start with. You are in exactly the right place if you love coaching, right? So you're here because you love coaching. Maybe you have been someone who has been coached, all right? Maybe you've had an amazing coach in your life. You've had a coach who's made such a difference to you in your life. You wouldn't be the person you are today without a coach. That's a reason why you love coaching. Maybe you've been a coach. Maybe you've coached a sports team. Maybe you've volunteered and coached like a choir or musical group or a band. Maybe you've just been a mentor to someone. I remember back well before I was married, before I had kids, I was a mentor to an underprivileged kid that lived in my community. So I felt like I was a coach for him. You are here because you love coaching. You're here because you love the idea of this. You love the idea of someone coming to you and saying, oh my gosh, that thing that you told me to do, that thing that you told me to say, it totally helped. It totally helped me. It made all the difference in the world. If you love that idea, you're in, my friends, the exact right spot. So here's all the different kinds of people who are watching this webinar. You're in the right spot if you're an owner. So there are a lot of brokerage owners that are watching this right now. There are managers, there are mentors, there are aspiring mentors and aspiring leaders. And there are people who really like the idea and have thought about being a coach. And there are also some current coaches who are watching this too. So we have this amazing spectrum of people, but what they all have in common, what all of you have in common is that you love coaching. All right, so you're in the exact right spot, all because of that. Here's our plan. I'm going to take you through what I call the coaching opportunity. You're going to see that I'm sharing my screen. Through part of this, I put some notes together. I'm going to show you some stats and facts. I'm going to give you some background. I'm going to give you some context into the coaching opportunity. I'm going to walk you through the needs that certain realtors have right now in this environment and in this market, some specific coaching needs that they have. I'm going to talk about how a coach can help them. And then you're going to wonder, well, how would I even do this? Like, how would I even get started? Maybe you want to start soon. Maybe you want to start down the road. I'm going to show you how to get started. And then what I'm going to finish with is I'm going to show you how I can teach you how to coach. All right. So I coach people how to coach. I teach people how to coach. I developed a whole program that's everything I've ever put together in my whole life, all around coaching, my dialogues, my systems, my tools, my templates, my worksheets, my structure, how to structure a one-on-one, how to structure a group coaching, all those things. I put it together. I'm going to show you how I can teach you how to coach is our plan. All right. So hopefully that all sounds good to you. Hopefully that sounds like an awesome plan. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Eric Thompson. I've been a realtor for 27 years. I've developed a knack for coaching and training. It's what I love to do more than anything. I've written a couple books, including this book, The Real Estate Agent's Guide to Getting Your Act Together. I know a lot of you already have that book. I'm known as someone who makes things simple. I notice someone who can take something that may be complex, seemingly complex, and make it really easy. So that is certainly my mission for you today. All right. By the way, as you see me looking away, I'm just looking down at my notes. So what I would tell you guys is that coaching, I believe it's the most beautiful thing that you can do. It is the most beautiful thing you can do for another person. You know why? Because all you're doing as a coach, and specifically as a real estate coach, you're helping people to be more helpful, right? You're helping people to be even more helpful. You're helping people to help even more people. And that's a beautiful thing. Like if that's your whole mission in life is just to help people to be more helpful, aren't we making the world a better place? Like, isn't that what the world needs right now, is more people being more helpful and more people helping more people? That's amazing. So that's all that happens as a coach. And yes, there's a financial side to it too, that's awesome. But more than anything is you're just helping people. You're helping people to be more helpful. You're helping people at a time when they really need help. So there are times when people are down and they're in a rut and they're stuck and they need to be motivated. They need a kick in the pants. They need to be shown the way. They need some clarity. They need some inspiration. They need some ideas. Well, guess who does that? It's the coach, right? It's the coach who does that. I want you to think about, this is our first little thinking exercise. I want you to think about all the realtors that you know. You know a lot of realtors in your company, in your community, through your networking. You know realtors from across the country. I want you to think about all those realtors. And I want you to notice what is happening for them right now. Like, what do you notice? Like think about, what do you notice among all those realtors that you know? Well, you probably notice a whole lot of things, right? You probably notice a lot of them who are totally thriving right now. They're just like having an amazing year. They had an amazing year last year, despite a pandemic. They're also crushing it this year. They are totally thriving. They also have built balance in their life. There are plenty of those, but there are also those who are burnt out, right? They're cooked, they're fried. They have that like 1,000-yard stare, you know what I'm talking about? Even though they're having a lot of closings, they are so fried to the bone, like to their core. They're not having time with their friends and family. They're working into the wee hours of the night. They're waking up super early. Their exercise routine has gone out the window. Their diet has gone out the window. You can just see it, like they're so drained. They're so on a path to burnout. You probably see some too that are totally stuck. Like they just can't figure it out. Like some are attracting a lot of business right now. Some are stuck. Like, how the heck do I get some clients right now? I just feel totally stuck. You probably also notice some who have kind of hit a ceiling. Like they're here, but they have it in them for sure to be here. And they want to be here, but they just don't know how. Like they just keep butting their head up against the ceiling. You probably notice all of that. Well, guess what? It's the coach that can help in all of those situations, right? It's the coach that can help. All right. So let's go. All right, so let's dive in. I'm just double checking my notes here. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to start to walk you through the coaching opportunity. All right, so if you're getting any ahas, takeaways, if you're getting, even if you enjoyed something I said, give it a thumbs up in the old chat. Say yes, say that makes sense, say that I'm liking that. Whatever it is, and you may be watching the recording in the same case, we'll stay connected, we'll stay engaged with each other. I want to know what is landing with you. I want to know the ahas that you're getting. Let's start with the numbers, all right? So we're going to look at the numbers behind this opportunity, the numbers behind the coaching opportunity. We're going to do this very big picture, right? We're going to look at the whole landscape, starting with the fact, did you know today there are over 1.5 million realtors? And this is only realtors. So these are the people who have made the commitment to join the National Association of Realtors. And I'm a very proud realtor. And these are people who have made that step, made that choice to belong to this wonderful organization. And what we know is there are a lot more people out there than just realtors. There are a lot more people who are just licensees, not realtors. But this is just realtors. Nationwide, there are 1.521380 realtors, right? So over 1.5 million realtors in our industry. Are there some of those that you think want some coaching? What if it was 10%? That's 152,000. What if it was 20%? That's over 300,000. I can't do the exact math in my head. That's way too complicated for me. There are 1.521 million realtors. Do all of them have it figured out? Are all of them thriving right now? Or do all of them have balance in their life? Like, do all of them have the exact business that they want? No, there are so many of these people that need help. Did you know that our industry this year will generate 104 billion? All right, so that's a billion that you're seeing on your screen there. If that looks like there's maybe some too many zeros on there, the reason why is you're used to seeing things maybe up to a million. That's $104 billion of commission dollars that will be generated this year in our industry. And that's amazing. That's something to celebrate. That's wonderful that people can earn a more than healthy income in this business. So what happens with a lot of that $104 billion is it gets reinvested right back into people's business, right? So they're in partnership with their brokerage. So they're paying their brokerage. They're investing in marketing. Some of them are even investing in leads, but you know where a lot of that money goes? It goes back into coaching, right? So the thing is that we are swimming in abundance, right? There's all kinds of dollars here. If you do want to look at the income potential with coaching, there are all kinds of dollars that people are earning that they really want to reinvest back into their business so that they can get a return on their business so that they can make their business even better. $104 billion. The thing about coaching is that coaching has proven to work. What I'm going to show you over the next few slides, I'm going to show you a study that Inman News did about the real estate coaching industry. I'm guessing you've heard of Inman News. It's a very trusted source, INMAN, Inman News. And so they did a very comprehensive study on coaching. They put out a survey to many of their members, hundreds of their members. And we're going to see here some really interesting data and research around coaching. The first thing we find in that study is that coaching works. 90% of all people who are being coached saw at least a 10% increase in their business. All right. Most saw at least a 25% increase in their business. All right. So you can see there was a small group that had less than 10% increase. There's, you can see that group that had to 10 to 25%. But if you add up those bottom 4 bars on that chart, they exceed that second one. So most people saw more than a 25% increase in their business. That means that maybe they were at 100,000, they went to 125. Well, that's a lot more money. They were at 200,000, they went to 250. That's significant. I mean, those changes, number one, it more than pays for the coaching. Those changes make a significant difference in people's life, in their lifestyle, in their future life, in their investments, in their security. In a lot of cases, these realtors have been able to retire their spouse or allow their spouse to go from full-time to part-time. Like, there's these incredible outcomes that occur because of coaching. And right now we're being specific to the income, but it's also about balance. There's someone that I coach who I saw a couple of weeks ago, and I happened to see him at a time where he was with his wife, and his wife pulled me aside and she said, "Eric, I can't thank you enough." I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm more than happy to help out. What do you mean?" And she said, "Oh my gosh, I got my husband back. Like he's back. He's back, like, energetically, and he's back at home. He's spending time now with at home and with the family. And I'm so appreciative. And meanwhile, he's also just clobbering his goal. I'm so grateful for that." So coaching works. Coaching makes an amazing difference in people's life. It turns out realtors are very much willing to pay for coaching. There's a large component, a large percentage of the 1.5 million realtors who understand that this is an investment, who understand that they're going to get a return back. Not all of them think that way. All of them, some of them have kind of a more scarce mindset, not enough money to go around. No way I'm going to pay for coaching. I'm going to hoard my dollars. But there are plenty who see coaching as an investment and they're willing to pay. Look at this. This is really fascinating on the people who do pay for coaching and what they're willing to pay on a monthly basis. You can see most people are in that $400 to $499 range. Lots in that $500 to $750. Look at the amount in that $1,000 to $1,500. So the majority of people are paying over $400, even over $500 a month for coaching. $500 a month is $6,000 a year. And what they understand is that $6,000 a year, well, yeah, that's real money, but my gosh, relative to what I'm going to get out of this, that's completely insignificant. Like, one transaction, like, doubles that investment. I get a 2-to-1 return on that investment. If I'm investing $6,000 a year, if I do one transaction, I've doubled my money. So it's those who have that kind of a mindset who really get it and who are absolutely willing to pay. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you are watching this and you're not interested in the financial component of this, and that's fine. That's cool. There are people on this who are owners of companies, managers, who they just want to have a better coaching program, a better mentoring program within their company. They don't plan to charge for it. That's completely fine. Just understand that realtors are willing to pay for that coaching. And there are plenty of companies who do charge internal charges for that coaching. Keller Williams just came out with a brand new program. They're coaching their agents on how to be experts in the new home business and they're charging for that program. So it's totally fine to charge for it. But if you don't want to charge for it, that's completely fine too, even though we're going to talk about some of the financial aspects of this. What's very interesting in this survey is that it uncovered that realtors, in many cases, they aren't getting everything they need from their brokerage. I mean, for sure, they get a lot from their brokerage. They get the legal protection. They get the managing broker, employing broker oversight and input. They get things like errors and emissions insurance. They get a facility. They get technology, right? They get all those tools. They get a staff. They get you. If you're an owner manager, they get you and access to you and all of your guidance and insights and help and the calls in the weekend, in the evening, in the middle of the night, where someone's in a pinch. Yes, they get that, but they also express in the survey, you're going to see that in many cases, they're really not getting what they need. They're not getting everything they need, and they're finding they can get some things from a coach. So look at this. What do coaches provide that brokerages often don't? Look what they want. They want accountability. They want motivation. They want training. They want consulting. They want emotional support. How often are we providing emotional support to the people that we work with? Well, all the time, right? We're doing that all the time. And isn't it so fascinating that these people are finding that they have to go outside to get these things? So if you're an owner manager, how I want you to look at this is opportunity. This is opportunity for you and your company to stop having your people have to look to the outside for these things. You can provide these things internally. All you need is a world-class program. All you need is to be shown how exactly to do it. And isn't it too bad if your people are having to look elsewhere? Isn't it too bad if they're paying someone else for these things? I know, guys, I know of many instances where there are agents, there are brokers who are paying their coach more than they're paying their brokerage, or they're paying their coach almost as much as what they're paying their brokerage. We're in an environment where owners and managers are, we all know the trends, right? The margins are being squeezed. It's harder and harder to earn income, get a return as an owner manager. Like we read the articles, we know the stories. So in that environment, the owner manager is having agents in their own company go elsewhere for these things when they could just as easily, very easily provide these things internally. So if you're an owner manager, let me ask you this. Can you provide accountability? Can you provide motivation? Are you very much into training? Are you committed to being a great consultant for them? Are you already giving them emotional support? Is there an opportunity to be even better at these things? Is there an opportunity to have a program internally where you can provide these exact things that will make your agents want to stick around and be with you, which will make them totally ignore any recruiting overtures that they're getting from another company? Will it make them stop paying an outsider for these things? Could you do these things internally? And then also, if you're thinking of that you're someone who really wants to coach, you like the idea of coaching, are you thinking that, oh my gosh, I can totally do this. I can totally provide accountability, and I love to motivate people and be inspiring. I enjoy training and giving people ideas. I love consulting. Like I love when people come to me and ask for my advice. Are you kidding me? I love that. I love when someone comes to me and says, hey, could you give me some input? Could you give me some advice? I'm not so sure what to do. You're probably thinking, I'm super good at that. And I really, really enjoy that. And you're probably thinking too, oh my gosh, I'm very used to giving emotional support. That sounds a whole lot like what I do with my clients. Everyone watching this, you can do all those things, right? You can do all the things that are listed there on the screen. So here's the thing. There are 4 types of realtors who need your help, right? 4 types of realtors who need your help. You can choose to focus on one of the 4. You can develop the skill set to help all 4. Turns out they need very similar things, but here are the 4 types of realtors who need help. I chose to put them all on the screen together so you can kind of see how they all interact with each other, how they all work. Let's start with the upper right corner, the rookies. I think that's the most obvious, right? So over here, the rookies. Do you know some rookies who could use some help, right? Do you watch some rookies right now who are a little lost? They aren't having much guidance. We're kind of thrown in the pool. We're going to see if they can swim. Are they floundering a little bit? Are they flailing a little bit? Are they a little bit all over the place? Do they have a ton of questions? Do you also see that they have terrific work ethic? Like they're totally motivated people. They're great people. But as you're watching them, you're just like, they just need to know what to do. All right. They just need a little guidance, a little instruction. We need to steer them on the right course, and they're going to be just fine. How about these people down here, the accidental realtors? Do you know some of those? So these are the people who keep having their first year in real estate over and over and over again, right? They have no systems, no routine, no real evergreen business, nothing really that's sustainable. They jump from one thing to the next. It's one shiny object to the next. They have wonderful skills. They love helping people. They're great people themselves, but they're just a little bit all over the place, right? They just need some structure. We just need to kind of rein it in a little bit. Let's get some just simple things in place. Let's get some routines dialed in. Let's get the way that you communicate to your clients. Let's get that a little more systemized. Let's work on your schedule a little bit. Let's just kind of rein you in. I feel like sometimes they're kind of like a pinball, right? They're just bouncing all over the place. Like, whoa, let's just chill it out a little bit. Let's bring it back in. And I think you're going to be awesome. How about the people who want to level up? So I mentioned these before. These are the people who are kind of hitting a ceiling, right? They've been here for so long, but they want to go here. They have it in them to go to this level. They have the desire, the motivation, the skill set. They have the sphere of influence. They want to level it up, but they're just not sure how. Like everything they've built keeps them here, but they don't know how to get to here. Do you see some of those? And then the last group I think about are those that are burning out, right? These are the veterans. They're having great results, like they're making good money, but my goodness, they are on a one-way track to burnout, right? Because they're not following routines. They're not getting time with their friends and family. They're not recharging their battery. They're about to fry. So these are the people that need help. What they all have in common, these people need help. What they all have in common is that a coach could make an amazing difference in the life of all these people. So I'll tell you, these are the things, you may want to write these down. These are the things that they all need. These are the things that they all need for sure. They all need structure, all right? And I mean that in a very positive way, not an onerous way, not a burdensome way, but when you can put them into a structured environment, which can simply be they're meeting with you on a regular basis as their coach, that alone brings so much relief. It brings so much guidance. It brings so much direction. They're like, okay, now I have a plan. All right, now I know I'm in this rhythm. I'm in this pattern of meeting with this person, and I know how this meeting is going to go, and I kind of know the format of it. And they've helped me set my goal. And now we're working on my schedule and my routine. And like, finally, I'm getting a little structure into my life. Again, we're not like putting them in something that's very constraining. We're not doing that because no realtor likes to be constrained, but we're just giving them a little structure and some guidance to help them along. So we stop them from being all over the place. So we provide structure to them. We give them the what and the how. That's a big thing that a coach does. So a big thing a coach is doing is saying, look, here's some things that you can do, and this is how to do them. This is what to do. This is how to do them. And they've come to you asking for this help, asking for this advice. So this is not like unsolicited advice, which never ever works out. In my coach training, we say rule number one of coaching is coaching works when someone wants to be coached. So when they do want to be coached, what they do want to see, what they do want to know from you is, what should I do? How should I do it? They look at you and they're like, all right, I'm ready. Like I have motivation, I have drive. I want to be successful. I'm so prepared. I'm so coachable. Just show me what to do. And then could you also show me how to do it? See, you can do that. You can show them the what and how. You can be a sounding board for them. That's another thing they really like. They're like, hey, I'm thinking about this. I'm wondering about that. What do you think? Can you give me your professional opinion? Can you give me your input? You as my coach, can you give me some input on that? You can be a sounding board for them. You can also inspire ideas. And the best way to do this is to show them examples. All right, let me show you an example of a resume that another realtor has written on themselves. And let me show you an example of a bio that someone else has written. Let me show you an example of a really great agent website. Let me show you an example of a really terrific seller's packet. So that's one thing we do in my coaching programs. We give examples of all these so that people are coaching have those examples to share. But so often people, they don't even know where to start. They don't know what that thing would look like. So instead of having them start with a blank slate, you say, well, here's one that works really well. Then they can be inspired by that. So you give them an idea inspiration. You give them massive ways to save time, right? Because you know what works and what doesn't work. So you can head things off at the pass. You're like, you know what? I'm going to call timeout on that. I don't think you should do that. I don't think that's going to be a really good use of your time. You can help them to really save time. You can also save brain cells and brain damage, because you save them the pain of doing something that you just know isn't going to work out. So you can really give them the shortcuts because probably you've had to take the long cuts in many cases, so you can help them to shortcut that. And you can give them huge amounts of accountability. We saw in that survey that what they want is accountability, right? They really want that. They want to know that you're watching their business. They want to know that you're going to ask them about their business. They want to know that you're going to ask them if they did the things that they promised to do. People so crave accountability. And then, guys, more than anything, they want someone who believes in them, right? They want someone that so much believes in them. So guys, I'm just going to pop out of my PowerPoint here for just a moment. What I would say to you again, and we will continue, there's more I'm going to show you for sure, but I just want to emphasize that coaching, it's the most beautiful thing you can do. It's the most beautiful thing because you're coaching people on how to be more helpful, right? You're coaching people on how to help even more people. Could someone be more helpful to more people? And would that turn out to be super helpful to their future self, super helpful to their family, super helpful to their lifestyle, to their security? Isn't that amazing? It's the role of the coach that does that. So I feel even an obligation, like when we watch these people who are rookies, watch these people who are kind of the pinballs, right? If we watch the people who want to level up, if we watch the people burning out, I think it's our responsibility to reach out to them and to help them. And because you're here, what I know about you is that you want to do that. Like you have it in you to do those things. You just need to know how to do it, all right? You just need to know how to do it. So again, if you're getting some ahas, some takeaways, if you're feeling excited, if you're feeling kind of inspired about what this could look like in the ways that you can help, you can drop that in the chat. I love seeing that. I love it. And we are going to keep rocking and rolling here. I'm going to pull my PowerPoint back up here on the screen. All right, so here's the thing. Here's what coaching could look like for you. All right, so here's what coaching could look like for you. What you could do is, if you're thinking, all right, what the people I want to coach are in my office. Like those are the people I want to focus on. Maybe not so much outside of the office. I want to focus on people in my office. What you could do very simply is that you could start a mentoring program in your office. All right. So you could start that. So maybe you are the owner yourself and you want to have a much better mentoring program. Maybe you're an agent or broker in your office and you see the need, and where you could go to your owner manager and say, hey, I think there's an opportunity here to help out some of these new people. I see them floundering a little bit. I think we could help these new people with a really good mentoring program. I'm willing to help, all right? I'm willing to be a part of that. I feel like I've hit the point in my career where I now want to give back. I'm willing to be a mentor. We can talk about how that looks financially. I'm in role play mode right now. We can talk about how that looks like financially, but more than anything, I just want to help. So what would happen if you just started a mentoring program in your office? And that looks really similar. You're focused on the brand new people to the business, and you start meeting with them on a regular basis, and you have a process that you're taking them through. There are things you want to make sure that they learn and know and understand, and you commit to be there by their side through their first handful of transactions. You could start a mentoring program in your office. You could also start group coaching in your office, right? So what that could look like is, it's not necessarily the new people that you're having to mentor. It's a group of people that are like you, or maybe they're the way you were just a few years ago. Maybe they're just starting to ramp up. Maybe they're just starting to take off. We use the metaphor of a plane. They've gotten their plane off the ground. They're not an autopilot yet, but they're kind of in that elevating mode. And you can put them in an environment where they can get some coaching from you. It's a group coaching environment. They're also learning from each other. You set up a format where they're downloading with their big victories from the week before. And they also may be expressing a challenge that they're having with the client. You offer input. The other people in the room are offering input. Everyone's holding each other accountable. That could be an amazing thing. And you could be the facilitator. You could be the leader of that group coaching. And what a wonderful way to develop your own coaching skills, your leadership skills. If you are an aspiring leader, manager, this is a really easy win. This is a really good way for you to start. So you could start group coaching in your office. Another thing you could do, and what I'm doing right here is I'm just showing you the possibilities, right? There are all kinds of possibilities on how you could do this. I just want you to see some of the possibilities and just get your wheels turning on what this could look like and ways that you could help. Because you're feeling excited about helping people and the thought of helping people. So what if you did this? What if you hosted a new agent training series in your local community with your local board? So what if you went to your local board and said, hey, here's what I'm thinking. I'd see all these new people that we're adding to our board, to our community. I want to help these people out. I don't want them to get flushed out in just a few years. You could start a little series for these new people that could be just like group coaching, right? You just put them in a room and you kind of develop a really simple curriculum, and you have them share stories about what's working, what's not working. You offer input advice. You're getting together on a regular basis. Like all of a sudden you've given them a path to walk down. People would probably pay for that. Again, you can choose if you want to turn this into financial reward for you. You absolutely can, but you don't have to. But people will pay for this. We've already seen that they would pay, right? So you could host a new agent training series in your community. Here's another thing you could do. You could have 3 one-on-one clients. You could have 10 one-on-one clients. You could have 1. You could have 2. You could have 15. You could have some one-on-one coaching clients to supplement your brokerage income. Who could they be? They're probably people you already know, right? They're probably people in your community who really do want help, right? So what would happen if you had 3 one-on-one clients and maybe they're each paying you, I don't know, let's say $600 a month. That's $1,800 a month that you're earning, that they're happy to pay, right? These people are more than happy to pay, because think of the return they're getting on that investment. I would guess 3 people who could use your help. I would guess 3 people who would be willing to invest back into you for that help. And again, you may be an owner manager who doesn't necessarily want to charge for coaching in your office. That's fine. But there are people who are willing to pay. The data backs it up, right? So you could have 3 one-on-one clients, and that's a nice supplemental income of almost $2,000 a month, or maybe even more, depending on how you choose to set up your arrangement with them. Another thing you could do, and now we're going all the way to the other side of the spectrum. Another thing you could do, and I know people want to do this, you could transition out of your brokerage business and coach full time. Maybe you feel like, you know what? I've done what I want to do in my brokerage business. I've done that. Like, I've helped so many clients. I've helped so many people. I'm in a position now where I can maybe turn over that brokerage business to someone else. Maybe I can be here kind of on the sidelines, kind of guiding that person, and I'm going to help them to take over my book of business. But what I want to do is coach. Like, I feel a calling. I feel like that's how I'm best going to serve my industry, how I'm going to serve other people. I want to coach full time. Maybe you're that. And so all of this applies to any of those scenarios. You can do any of those things. I can help you with any of those situations, any of those scenarios. I can totally help you out. All right. So here's maybe some things that you're thinking right now, right? So as you're going through this, you're learning about the opportunity, you saw the numbers, you saw the opportunity, you saw the needs that people have, you know about the different types of realtors that are out there in very general categories and the challenges that they have. We know that coaching will help. We're feeling excited about that, but here's some things that maybe you're thinking right now. Maybe you're thinking, you know what, I'm just not sure this is possible. Like, yeah, Eric, this all sounds great. Sounds exciting, but I don't know. There's like the little voice in my head is wondering if this is even possible. Is it possible really to coach people? Is that even possible? Well, if you're having this question, it's probably because of the rest of these slides I'm going to show you, right? So you may be thinking, well, I don't even know how to start. All right, how would I even start doing this? Well, I'm going to show you that, right? And I'm going to walk you through how to start. And by the way, I just gave you some ideas on how to start, right? With the mentoring groups, with the group coaching, with just reaching out to people one-on-ones. But you may be thinking, gosh, I don't even know how to start. That's why you're not believing it's possible, because you're not sure where to start. Well, what if I told you exactly how to start? You may be thinking, well, I don't know how to do it. Like, yeah, I love the idea of it. I know that coaching helps. I've had a coach before that was really helpful to me, but like, how do you even do it? Like, how do you coach? Well, guess what? I can help you with that. There is a way to do it. It's very simple. It's straightforward. There is a method. There is a system, just like you working with clients. There's a way to do it. There's a way to coach people that really anyone can do, anyone can master. Maybe you're thinking this, if you are in the category of, if you did this, it would be a model where you would ask people to pay you. And you may be saying, well, geez, I feel weird about asking people to pay me. Well, if you feel weird about that, what I would push back on is, don't you do this anyway in your brokerage business? Like, Don't you do this? Like, you have your clients, you have your sphere, you offer incredible value to them. They pay you for that value. They're happy to pay you for that. It's the same thing, right? It's the exact same thing. Like, as a coach, you provide amazing, enormous, long-lasting value. You change these people's life. Like, this is more than just helping them get an extra transaction or two. You totally change their life. In many cases, you give them their life back. You allow the spouse, if they're married, you allow the spouse to get their spouse back. What would people pay for that? Oh my gosh, they would pay anything. They would pay anything to not be burnt out. They would pay anything to stop feeling scattered. They would pay anything to figure out how to get their plane off the ground and not be just a floundering rookie, to have a sustainable business. They would pay anything for that. They would pay anything to learn how to level up, to go from here to here. It's their deepest desire, more than anything in the world, to go from here to here. They would pay anything for that. They are happy to pay. So if you're feeling weird, please get over the feeling weird part, because what I know, what I watch, what I see is that people are happy to pay for coaching because of the results that it gets, right? So we're not going to feel weird about that at all, right? So here's some ideas on how to start, right? So here's how to start. If you really want to do this, if you want to start in, whether you take my coaching program or not, this is how you would start. So it starts with a really simple philosophy: just be helpful, right? So if you just position yourself as a helpful person, that's how to start. One of my very, very favorite quotes is, the best way to demonstrate to someone that you can help them is to help them. The best way to show someone that you can help them is to actually help them. So if you just position yourself as a helpful person, whether it be in your company, whether it be in your community, whether it be across your whole network, which reaches nationwide, just position yourself as a helpful person. That's the best way to start. And isn't that the best way to start with your clients as well? Wouldn't you say that that's how you've attracted clients too? You've just positioned yourself as a helpful person. That's why they want to work with you as their realtor, because you've positioned yourself as a helpful person. So how could you do that? How could you position yourself as a helpful person? Just some ideas. You could host a class. You could go to your owner manager in your office to say, hey, I want to do a class. I feel like I'm really good at the listing consultation. I feel like I'm really good at getting buyers to make a decision. I feel like I'm really good at explaining the market. I feel like I'm really good at explaining and defending my fee. Could I do a class on that? So just host a class. You could host a class in your office. You could host a class at your local board. You could host a class online like this one, right? And just put it out to your community. You're reaching people from all over the place. So all you gotta do, just host a class. And then if you wanted to, at the end, you could offer your coaching services to say, hey, if you found this helpful, you should know I just started coaching people. So I'm gonna take on a few clients. I'm happy to work with you one-on-one if you find that to be helpful. I'm happy to visit with you about working with you one-on-one. So you could host a class, like go to your local board and offer to host a class. You could host a mastermind. Maybe you don't really want to focus on brand new people. You want to focus on more veteran people, more experienced people. Maybe you get excited about the idea of taking someone from here to here. Like, here's someone who's already really doing well, but they want to dial it up a couple notches. Like they want to take this thing to a whole new level. You may be thinking, I know how to help that person. I know exactly. That was me. And I figured out how to do it. Maybe you host a mastermind of those kind of people who really want to elevate their plane. What if you hosted a mastermind? So you host a mastermind of those people, get some good conversation going, have them bring ideas, have them share what they're doing with what's working, and then say to them, hey, you guys should know, I'm now coaching people. I'm coaching people one-on-one. This is what that looks like. Happy to visit with you if you want to learn more about how to coach people. So you could host a mastermind. You could also just flat out reach out to people one-on-one, where you could say to them, hey, I know it seems like, and notice that maybe your schedule is a little bit of a challenge right now. Maybe your routine is a little bit of a challenge. Would it be helpful if I walked you through some things that I've learned on my routine, my schedule, to really get me dialed in? It seems like you're maybe challenged with attracting clients right now. Would it help you if I connected with you to show you how I do that? Happy to do that. And then what a great way to have that lead to a mentoring relationship, right? So maybe you want to do this in your office. So you go to your owner manager and say, hey, I really want to mentor people. I want to help them out. Would it be okay if I reached out to these people one-on-one? There's some things I see them struggling with. happy to mentor them. Could I do that? And you work out whatever that means financially inside your company that's fair for everyone and that fits your culture. You could do that, right? So do you see that there's all kinds of things you could do? You could also flat out just announce it on Facebook, like, hey, realtor friends, I'm now coaching people. I'm coaching people one-on-one. I've decided to help out others. It seems like I've figured out a lot of pieces to this business, and seems like there's some people who could use some help, and I'm happy to help people now. And this is how that works. If you want to learn more about that, just let me know. You could do that, right? So whatever feels right to you, whatever feels natural, organic, authentic, those are all ways that you could start. Those are all ways that you could get this going if you truly do want to help people. Like if it's in your heart to help people to be more successful, if that's what you want to do, if that's how you want to give back, those are all ways that you can start. So here's what you need, right? What you need is this, all right? What you need is this thing called the magic formula, all right? So this is this thing I call the magic formula. I teach realtors this in their business, in attracting clients, what they need and what you need to in your brokerage business. You need relationship plus credibility. So think about your real estate clients on the relationship side. They need to know you, like you, trust you. It's because the real estate transaction is very emotional. They need to know for sure that you have their best interest in mind. You know, all those things. They need to know you're a great listener, a great communicator, that you follow through on your promises, all those things on the relationship side. But also they need to know and they need to believe that you really know what you're doing. And what you know already in the brokerage side, when you get these two things working together, when you put these two things into play, when you get these both at like a level 10, you're unstoppable when it comes to you and your brokerage business. When the client is saying, when they're saying themselves, when they're telling themselves in their head, oh my gosh, they're a great person, I really enjoy them, and man, they know what they're doing. They're so good at what they do. Watch out, right? There's nothing that will stop you. Now think of this related to coaching. Wouldn't a coaching client want the same thing? Wouldn't they want to feel like they really know and like and trust that coach? Wouldn't they want to know that that coach for sure has their best interest in mind? Wouldn't they want to know for sure that that coach is a really good person and that they're very likable and that they're going to treat them nice, right? And all those things. Wouldn't they want that? And wouldn't they also want to know that that coach really knew what they were doing, that they really knew their stuff, that they had the tools and systems and dialogues and formats and structure and all the things to help them out? Wouldn't they want to know that? Well, yes, for sure. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. When we think about the coaching industry in real estate, if you ask someone, tell me about real estate coaches, who are real estate coaches that come to mind? What they're going to tell you are the 2 or 3 that are like big name national brands, right? And we could say those people, we know who they are, and they're awesome, right? They for sure, they have great content, great coaching. They're terrific at what they do. Yet the challenge there is that realtor potentially is saying, you know what, but I don't know if I know them well, or I'm gonna get a coach that I don't really know that person, and they're off in this other place, and I'm not so sure about them, and will they really understand my market? And I don't know, it kind of feels like a stranger to me, even though I know this person who's like the face of the brand and they're amazing, but who am I going to get as a coach? All right, so that's a challenge for them. But see, the advantage that you have is that you have relationships with all these people. All these people already know you. And so all that you have to build is on the credibility side, right? So if you can position yourself as someone who really knows their stuff, really has great tools and systems and dialogues and formats and structure, and combine that with the relationship skills that you already have and how they already feel about you, watch out, you're unstoppable as a coach, right? This is a really terrific formula and format. Same goes inside of your company. If you're an owner manager, you want to have these two things in play as you think about your own mentoring program. They, of course, have a great relationship with you. And of course, they have a great relationship with anyone that you would select as a mentor in your company. You just got to make it credible, right? You just have to make sure that it's positioned as and perceived as a very credible program. It's not winging it, right? It's super credible. So this is how I can help, all right? So this is where we get to the part where I teach you how to coach people. Where I come in is on the credibility side. So I give you all the credibility you need, whether it be inside of your office with a great mentoring program, whether it be you're going to reach out to your network nationwide and all the people that know you and would love more than anything to learn from you, I'm going to help you with the credibility side. And it's with a program I call Master Real Estate Coach. So it's a program I developed. Guys, it's everything I have ever developed when it comes to coaching. All right. So it's all my systems. It's all my tools. It's all my dialogues. It's all my formats. It's how to do a one-on-one. It's how to do group coaching. What it does more than anything is it gives people the confidence knowing that they can approach any coaching situation, any of those 4 types of people that we talked about, any dynamic, anything that's going on. They have the tool to work with that. They know exactly what to do. They're not going to wing it. They don't have to pull something out of the sky. They're not like, oh, shoot, what do I do right now? It's like, oh, I know how to do that. Here, it's right here in my toolbox. I'm just going to pull it out. Away we go. They become so well equipped to handle people and to help them get to whole new levels. It's everything that I have ever put together related to coaching. And guys, I've been doing this for a long time, right? This is like 10 years of work, all packaged up into this program called Master Real Estate Coach. So here's some people who are going through it right now, going through the program. This is Steve. He's out in California. So he's a mentor in his company. It's a fairly large company. He was picked to be a mentor, amazing guy, loves helping people. So what he says is, Master Real Estate Coach, it's completely changed how I mentor brand new agents. I now have a step-by-step process to follow. I love that I don't have to wing it anymore. He loves that. Here's Angela. What's interesting about Angela is she's new to her role in the company, right? So she says that this program came along at the exact right time for me. I just started in a new role in our company as a mentor and coach for our agents because we wanted to offer more value for them, right? So they wanted their company to be even more attractive, really keep people around, attract more recruits. And they figured out the way to do that is with great mentoring and coaching. She says, I don't know what I would have done without all the tools and systems I'm learning here. I now feel so confident and prepared to help. Here's Chris. He's a manager out in Spokane for, I think it's a 5-office company. He says, all I can say, this is so worth it. I'm now much better as a leader and manager. I've taken agents from being unproductive and checked out to now meeting with me regularly and feeling really taken care of. There were agents who I worried might leave. Now they're really loving our company. So what he was able to do is take these people who were kind of checked out, not productive, drifting away. He was worried they may even go to another company. He reeled them back in with all the programs, all the systems that he learned in this program. And it's made him super effective as a leader and a manager. So guys, bottom line, kind of the end of the story, the one thing I want you to do, I want you to go to this website, masterrealestatecoach.com. All right, you can even go there right now. All right, you can go there right now, and you're going to see on that website, masterrealestatecoach.com, a little box where you just put in your name and email, and what it's going to do is going to send you a PDF of the information. So it's going to walk you through how this works. So if you're wondering, how does this work? How does Master Real Estate Coach work? What's the program look like? How long does it take? How much money is it? What can I expect out of it? It's going to answer all those things. So you want to go to masterrealestatecoach.com. And this is what you see on the screen when you go there. So there's the box that says free guide. You put in your name, you put in your email address, you click the button that says grab your copy. It will send you automatically the PDF. All right. So you're going to get that when you go to masterrealestatecoach.com. If you're wondering about this program and how it can help you, how it can give you more confidence in your coaching, how you can become a coach, how you can develop a world-class mentoring program in your company, how you can grow as a leader and a manager, how you can start to run group coaching in your office, how you could become even a full-time coach and now have a wonderful career as a coach, how you could create just supplemental income, right? You're going to get all the tools, all the systems with this program. But first things first, all you got to do is just go to masterrealestatecoach.com. What I want you to do is consider what a productive realtor is worth to you, right? As you look at this program and the investment that you would make into this program, what's it worth to you? What's the productive realtor worth to you? If you're an owner manager, they're worth tens of thousands of dollars per year. Plus there's a cultural effect on a happy agent in your company. Think about what they do to attract more people. If you're going to start a coaching business, even if you want to just have a few people on the side, to have that supplemental income of a couple thousand, maybe even more per month. Wouldn't that be amazing? So what you're going to find is you get in this program lifelong tools. These tools will last your whole career. You can always rely on this. You'll get a return from this program well into the future. The value of a productive, happy agent is immeasurable, right? It is infinity, right? Is what that value is for you, for your company, for your business, and also for your heart, because what you want more than anything to do is to help these people. So I am happy to, in our last couple minutes here, take any questions that you might have. But guys, what I want you to do more than anything, go to masterrealestatecoach.com, download the packet. The other thing that's going to happen once you download that packet is you will get an email that prompts you to schedule a call with me, because you're going to start to wonder more about this program. They'd be like, okay, what's this really like? I have this certain question. Can Eric help me with that? Well, I'm happy to get on the phone with you and tell you how it works. The next one starts September 15th. So as we're recording this, it's about 45 days away, plenty of time to get prepared. It's totally available to you. We have a few spots open for the September 15th session that's going to start. So go to this website, masterrealestatecoach.com. So my friends, do you have questions? I'm just going to pause for a moment, take a sip of water, see if you have any questions, and you are welcome to put those in the chat if you do have any. I'm more than happy to help. You guys have any questions? So one question that I get, so this is a common question. So how long is the program? It's 6 months. It's 6 months. And the reason why I do that is I know that all of you are busy. You have a lot happening. And so I don't want to try to like take away 4 or 5 straight days from you or anything like that. So I break it into little chunks. All right. So I break it into little chunks. So what we do is we get together live twice a month. So your only commitment for time is 2 live meetings per month over those 6 months. And I ask people can you commit to 9 of those 12? Can you be there live for 9 of the 12? And it's only 15 people. So it's only 15 people on the Zoom. So there's great interaction and dialogue and back and forth and collaboration. We're hearing firsthand stories when we all get together. And then what I do is that on the opposite weeks of the month, I push out a video to you that you watch when it's convenient, right? So I push out the new lessons. So I say, all right, here's the new lesson. Here's the worksheet. Here's all the tools that go along with it. Watch that when it's convenient. Then we get together the following week to talk about that very lesson, collaborate, get to know each other. Amazing professional relationships are developed during that time together, and it's over 6 months. And at the end of the 6 months, it is what you receive is a certification. So you get a certification at the end, which goes right to the credibility that we talked about. So you can show a recruit that you're certified. You can show the new agent in your company. You can show the people that you're going to have this group coaching with. You can show them that you're now certified and that you know exactly how to help them. The investment, I see that as a question. The investment is over those 6 months, it's $800 a month. All right, so $800 a month over those 6 months. And I want, as you think about that, I want you to consider, what's that worth to you? What's one productive agent worth to you? What's a group of people in a group coaching program worth to you? What's it worth to you to know exactly how to get a rookie off the ground? What's that going to be worth to you over the course of your career? If you're going to be a coach full time, what's it worth to you to know exactly how to build a coaching business? People who are willing to pay you $800, $1,000 plus a month, right? How fast could you get that return back? And the other thing that happens, the other mindset I've seen with the people that have gone through the program already, they have the mindset of, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get referrals in this network, because you're going to have 15 people from all kinds of different companies, all kinds of different places in the country. They go into it like, heck, I know I'm going to get a referral over the next 12 months from this, maybe for sure the next 24 months. That referral, that more than pays for the class. And so this class is like free because of the referral I'm going to get. So those are the mindsets I've seen to be really effective and great ways to think about the investment. I see the question about how many days or hours per week. So it's only two days a month. And it's 2 hours a month, to be specific. It's not 2 full days a month. It's 2 hours a month on the live call. And then 2 times a month, you get the new lesson delivered to you. So a total of 12 lessons over the 6 months. And you just watch those whenever it's convenient. You can even break them apart. You don't have to watch it all at once, whatever works in your schedule. That's kind of how it flows. So again, what you want to do is go to that website, masterrealestatecoach.com, fill out that form where you download the packet. I showed you what that looks like. Guys, more than anything, what I want to say is thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We had great participation with a number of people who are here live. I know a lot of you will also be watching this recording. Means the world to me that you would commit this time to be with me here together. I hope you got some value out of this. Yes, I'm seeing some great questions that are coming in. Yes, I see someone that wants to be followed up with. I will certainly do that. All of you are amazing, terrific. I appreciate you. Have an incredible day. Go to that website, masterrealestatecoach.com, grab the packet. You and I can follow up, connect one-on-one on the phone, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.